This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff on the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. 94.9 HOM.
Good morning. It is Thursday, January 4th of 2024, 6/11. And don't forget that coming up soon, it's a little over a month away, is Portland on Tap at the Cross Insurance Arena, Saturday, February 10th. There are 2 sessions for you to taste the most delicious craft brews around, local brews, regional brews, ciders, seltzers. There'll be live music. And all you have to do is grab your tickets now. Now, the longer you wait, the more you will pay for those tickets. So head on over to PortlandOnTap.com. Grab them now while you get the cheaper deal. And we'll see you at the Cross Insurance Arena coming up on February 10th for Portland on Tap. Okay, we got to talk about last night.
That was awesome.
That was an amazing thing. We went to The Greatest Love of All, a tribute concert for Whitney Houston down at the Sanford Performing Arts Center, which, by the way, if you've never seen a show there,
I had never seen a show there.
Wow.
Really
I'd been there for the night show came down and taped there once.
Danny Cashman?
Yeah, Danny Cashman, who we're actually pretty good friends now, believe it or not.
I completely believe that, Jeff.
2 total geeks.
Yes, you are. You are cut from the same thread or whatever that is.
I went into this going like, okay, this will be interesting. But I got to tell you, I was blown away. Now, I forget the name of the woman.
Belinda Davids.
Her and the majority of her band are all from South Africa.
Yeah.
One guy from the UK who looks like Angus Young from AC/DC.
I saw him.
But I wasn't really knowing what to expect. I knew she was good, but I had no idea how good. When we got to basically open the show with Brett Williams, who was what's his position now?
No idea.
He used to work with us here.
Yeah, and he runs the Sanford Performing Arts Center.
Right. And so he went on stage with us, introduced us, and we, said hi to the crowd, said hi to Beckett, who was up on the balcony, who got his tickets.
Beckett went with his grandmother, which was really sweet because he had tried to win the tickets right before we went on break.
So we got to meet Beckett and him and his purple hair or blue hair or whatever it was.
It was blue.
He loved it.
Very sweet.
I said, you know what? My kid would probably like that same thing.
Yeah.
Great kid. But the show itself was absolutely amazing. Backstage, before we went on, I noticed she had her wardrobe. She made 6 wardrobe changes.
Oh, I only saw
throughout
one.
the show.
I left it at intermission.
And her voice is on par with Whitney Houston. It really is powerful. I don't know how she does what she does. The band is amazing.
Yeah, it was a well done show.
It was a well done. There was the lighting. There was one. I don't know if you had to leave a little early. I think, didn't you?
I left it at intermission.
Okay, I think it was after intermission. There was a part where she would leave to do wardrobe changes,
right,
and the band would keep playing to fill the time. So at one point, and this doesn't have anything to do with her performance, it's just the band I thought was really cool, and the lighting setup is they focused the light on one guy who was playing the piano, and then all of a sudden it just switches. And there's a guy that was standing in the center of the stage playing saxophone, which you never even saw him pop up there. All of a sudden, because it's so dark, and it's like, wow! It's so well produced. The people on their feet dancing. Which was encouraged. She must have gotten 5 standing ovations.
Oh, good for her. You know what's really wild about this show is that this last night in Sanford, Maine.
Yeah.
Was the kickoff of her U.S. tour where she's going to major cities from here on out. It's like, L.A., Boston, Philly, all the big Chicago, big cities.
She thought she was in Boston for a second.
Right. Because
but I
think that's where she's heading next.
Yep.
But no, she kicked off her U.S. tour in Sanford, Maine, which I'm sure she's like, and why am I doing this?
Yeah. Well, by the look of her reaction to the crowd, it was
a great kickoff.
This is a great way to start the thing.
It was a sold-out crowd. The crowd was totally into it. Brett, I was sitting next to Brett, who knows crowds and knows his venue very well, and he said, this is a good Wednesday crowd, because it's Wednesday night.
It's Wednesday night.
At the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Sold out crowd. They loved every second of it.
If this tour ever comes back,
oh my God, get tickets.
Get tickets, because let me tell you,
she ain't coming back to Sanford. I can tell you that. She's like, aren't there bigger cities?
This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM. This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM.
We're checking in with News Center Maine's Lee Goldberg. Good morning, Lee.
Hey, guess what? You wanted to do this right now, so we're ordering donuts. Yes, can I grab a plain glazed donut and a strawberry frosted, please?
Yeah, anything else?
That's it, thank you.
All right, calm down.
Look at that, bribing my kids to get to school on time.
Yeah, there you go. Father of the Year. Woo!
Happy New Year! Sugar them up and send them to school.
You mean to tell me neither of those donuts is for you?
I do not eat donuts, Ms. Mornis, but thank you for asking.
Really? You don't eat donuts?
I am a health food nut. I do not like any junk food of any kind.
Wait, are you messing with us? Are you a guy that makes resolutions?
No. I know it's a boring answer, but I really don't.
It's like only 33% of people actually make resolutions.
Yeah, I don't see the point. Like, if I'm doing something stupid in my life, I'm not going to wait till freaking January 1st to change it.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for disappointment by doing those things because you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
$3.90.
No, it's like,
Pay the donut lady.
I just did. You guys have a good New Year. Did you get any good gifts for Christmas?
I got an ensemble from LL Bean that makes me look like a lumberjack.
I mean, you're from Oxford County.
It's true.
Don't pretend you don't love it. You're wearing it. You wouldn't wear it if you didn't like it.
I made a deal with Michelle that I'm going to wear it the day I went back to work. She asked why I hadn't worn it since Christmas. I'm like, well, it's for back to work.
Oh, my
No, of
God.
course,
He
you
dressed up for the first day of
It's
school.
like first day of school.
Jeff, thank you. You make an awesome point. If you get new clothing and it's very important to you, you want to make sure you wear it to a job where nobody can see you.
You found out my plot, didn't you?
And I will confirm, it's nice.
What's it feel like, Bornas? Give us like a field test. What's it feel like?
Oh, I'm not touching him.
No, we don't touch. We don't touch each other.
No. From afar, it's soft.
Especially with whatever germs you're carrying around.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, wait, Jeffrey.
Which I got from him, by the way.
Shouldn't have been touching his flannel. You got the flannel flu. Are you going to be there next Monday? Are we taking next Monday off? What's your plan for that?
Is it a holiday?
Oh, my Lord.
We'll be
All
here.
right, I'll talk to you on that.
Yeah, we'll be here.
Love you so much. Bye-bye.
This is the HOM Morning Show. On the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. 94.9 HOM. You're listening to the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. And now it's time for your daily distractions.
Happy New Year from the Bill Dodge Auto Group with 3 locations in Westbrook, Brunswick, and Saco. Discover the Bill Dodge difference and find your next vehicle at BillDodgeAutoGroup.com. So last night on Wheel of Fortune, a woman had the entire puzzle exposed, but then she mispronounced a word and lost.
Shauna, would you read what's up there, please?
Conjugal company and clever conversation.
No. Steve.
Congenial company and clever conversation.
Yeah, we need to kind of have a coined word there you had. I'm sorry.
Oopsie. And people complain about this all the time. It's like, just because she mispronounced it, no. That's the whole part of the game. When you solve the puzzle.
Well, that seems hard. Okay.
That's why they do it. They do it. All of my friends to make sure they get it right.
Okay, to be honest, I mean, congenial is a weird looking word. You know, you look at it and you're like...
Still, most people know it.
Yeah, but you never see it written. You know it. You just never see it written down. A 93-year-old TikToker got in on the dating wrapped trend. It's where people do a total wrap of all the dates they've had in 2023. I'm not going to go into her entire wrap, but she did have a few dates.
I went on 5 first dates. I met one at a funeral. One was from Instagram. I met one at a bar and 2 at bingo.
Wow, she's on Instagram.
And she's at bingo.
Hello.
Bingo, bingo, bingo.
And pudding.
A 13-year-old Oklahoma video game streamer appears to be the first person to beat the original Tetris on the Nintendo Entertainment System, breaking several world records. And to beat this version of Tetris, beating the game is basically you get so far into the program, it just crashes.
Yeah, it's called a kill screen. in the biz.
The good old kill screen in the biz. And all I think of is when we had the Tetris machine.
Yeah.
The Tetris arcade.
No, we got nowhere near that.
No. I mean, I thought it was thrilling when I got to the third screen. But that thing was in here for like a year, right?
No, not that long.
No, not that long?
No. It was like, it was for a while, but I would say like 4 or 5 months.
All I know is that we got absolutely no work done while that thing was here.
If you want to play it, it's up at Arcadia up the street here.
That's where we got it. So, the Pat McAfee, which is the Pat McAfee show, apologized for what Aaron Rodgers said about Jimmy Kimmel. So follow that little train on his show. And Aaron Rodgers basically said on his show that Jimmy Kimmel was on the Jeffrey Epstein list. And I'm not going to get into, if you know, you know.
Okay.
But anyway, and Jimmy Kimmel was like, oh, no, I don't even know this guy. I'm going to sue you for defamation. Big ugly fight. Anyway, Pat says, hopefully these two will just be able to settle their differences. I don't think
With a punch to the face.
Yeah, no kidding. I would punch Aaron Rodgers, dummy. In a new poll, 39% of people say they disapprove of the USPS raising stamp prices by 2 cents. And when asked how much a stamp is, only 14% of people knew. Do you have any idea how much a stamp is? I have no idea.
I've never mailed anything in a long time.
Take a wild shot.
I would guess it's probably 78 cents.
66 cents. Look at that. You're saving pizza. You're saving pizza. You're saving money.
I mean, you think about it, in the time that there have been stamps, it's gone up by like pennies. I
hear
years.
you. And it's still pretty amazing that 66 cents gets a little letter somewhere, anywhere.
Yeah. Well, my email gets it there instantly.
Yeah. Italy is freaking out because a well-respected restaurant in Naples, Italy just started offering pineapple as a pizza topping. And people are flipping out. And speaking of flipping out, I got to get this one in. A couple in Pittsburgh freaked out after their dog ate $4,000 in cash they just withdrew from the bank. The good news is they got $3,550 of it back by going...
Oh.
And...
No?
Yeah.
No.
And washing.
No.
And sorting.
No.
And picking. And taping.
Ate the whole thing? Dog ate the whole cash?
All of it. $4,000 in cash. And then was like, huh. And some pieces were pretty big, so obviously, didn't digest that part, but.
Oh my God.
Yep, ate $4,000 in cash. And the dog, the golden doodle, had never done a bad thing ever before. Didn't get into the trap.
This is why you just keep that money in the bank and use a card.
Yeah, or don't leave it next to Fido.
That might be a good idea too.
This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. The best variety of the 80s, 90s, and today. 94.9 HOM. This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff on the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. 94.9 HOM.
Good morning. It's Thursday, January 4th, 7:10. All right, a couple of storms coming up. Looks like Sunday we're going to get snow for the southern part of Maine.
The most snow.
The most snow. And looks about 6 to 10. Then the further you go in, then it's about up to 6 inches. So here we go. Grab the shovels. I think I know where mine are. I really don't want to use them.
I have no idea where mine are.
I'm pretty sure my snowblower will not start. So
no, there's no way. no, give it a good yank today. So over the holiday break, I swear I was stopping in Walmart. There's one near me, a lot, just for DayQuil and cat food and litter and just stuff. And I'm in there one day, and I'm going back. The store has like a pet department stuff in the back. And I'm going in there for my litter and my kitty food. And I've got my little, it's heavy stuff, so I've got a cart. And I don't, to be honest with you, Jeff, I don't even know if I have pants on. I mean, I have pants. I have something covering my legs.
Just look down.
I have something covering my legs. I just don't know if... Not now. Right now I do. I mean then. When I went to the store, I may have had sweats on and my...
You don't even know how you dressed?
Lesbian clogs? No, I have no idea. I do know that I look like death warmed over.
Wow.
So, but I'm figuring it's going to be a quick hit. Bada boom, bada bing.
Right. You won't run into anybody.
No. Wheeling my cart. And I hear, hi, Lori. Oh, God.
This is so every time you go out in public. Every time. Me, I am stealth mode.
But it wasn't just somebody.
Yeah.
It was my friggin' idol, Pat Callaghan, and his lovely wife. Pat Callaghan.
I'm sure he looked great.
He looked fantastic. He was in a three-piece suit. No, he wasn't.
No.
And I was like, I can't pretend I'm not Lori.
So now it's time for small talk, too.
Yes.
You're good at small talk, though. But you have to small talk.
While knowing
that
Pat is probably concerned. What's the matter with Lori? She looks awful. You know, I don't look awful. I didn't have a bra.
Because it's the seventh day in a row she's been in here.
Yeah, and I didn't have a bra on. I may have had sweats on and clogs. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know.
You're fine.
And so I said...
You're in Walmart. That's kind of how...
Right, but I don't expect to see my idol. I idolize Pat Callaghan, in case you didn't put that together.
Yeah. He's pretty good.
And he's such a super nice guy.
Yeah.
So I said, hi, Pat. Hey, how's retirement? You know, and he's like, oh, it's good. You know, I miss everybody. I said, yeah. And he goes, and I'm busy. I said, isn't it crazy how you think to yourself, how did I do all that I'm busy with now and a job? And that's when Mrs. Pat Callaghan chimed up and said, that's because I did it all. And I said, oh, well, you have yourself a pleasant day. Happy New Year.
And do you like my sweats?
Oh, my God. I hope I had pants on. It's all I can hope. I don't know.
This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM. You're listening to the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM.
This is a surprise to you, Jeff, but we're going to have a surprise guest on the show, and I'd like you to call that phone number, please.
Do I know this person?
Just dial the phone number.
Okay, hang on.
It's not a Christmas present you're shaking or squeezing to try and figure out what it is.
All right, relax.
Dial the number.
I got you. They expecting us?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Who dis?
Good new phone. Who dis? Good morning, Brett Williams.
Oh, okay.
How are we?
We're great. So, Brett Williams, what is your title over at the Sanford?
I'm the director of Sanford Performing Arts Center.
The director of the Sanford Performing Arts Center.
The guy in charge, the captain of the ship.
That's right, the guy in the suit. And so we just wanted to thank you for our, what a great night. What a great night. What a great show, too.
My gosh, the crowd was on their feet. Jeff, were you on your feet at the end? And what did Michelle think?
I was up. I was on my feet for the standing ovations. But when everyone's up and dancing, I was sitting down.
Yeah.
Typical.
But, Brett, we're actually calling you because you requested this.
What?
Brett wanted to be on the show today.
Okay.
I just wanted to thank Jeff for that heartwarming hug that he gave me before the show.
Look, I already talked about that once today.
It was so kind of you. To acknowledge our close friendship. And I know that you're a physical touch and closeness guy. Your love language is physical touch.
Oh, so much.
And so I just wanted to thank you because I felt the love, Jeff. I really did. So thank you so much.
You felt the awkward love.
So
you walked off the stage.
Yes. And then I had second thoughts. I'm like, I should probably come back.
So to review, we should review for the people who weren't there. Can you set the stage, Brett, of what took place in front of how many people were there last night? What's the capacity?
We had a full house, so about almost 900 people.
Oh,
and
that's fantastic.
And it was great. It was a great night. But then, because WHOM was our media sponsor, I invited Jeff and Lori to come open the show. And so I get up on stage with them and I introduce you. And then, we just flash back. I said, we worked together and, I miss you guys. Mm-hmm. And so, Jeff, I gave Lori a nice hug, but I just couldn't leave you out of that.
I know.
The man hug lasted a good, 20 minutes on stage.
until he left the stage. I wanted to make it, and I planned this, just so you know, Jeff. I knew this was going to happen.
Right, yeah.
But also, Lori and I were jamming. How about those backup dancers?
Oh, fantastic.
Because Lori and I were picking right up on those moves, and we were, getting the terrace section going. Apparently somebody got a video of us, Lori, so I'll share that
Are
with you
you
later
serious?
as well.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah,
okay.
like from behind us. They were like, oh, my gosh, this is the show within the show.
This is fantastic. This is fantastic. So, but here's what Jeff doesn't know. So I'm sitting next to Brett watching. And again, I stayed for the first part of the show and I left at intermission. But Brett turns to me at one point and says, do you think Jeff was embarrassed when I hugged him on stage? And I said, yes. and this was Brett's honest to God quote.
Good. Yes, I know exactly what he was going to say. Good. Mission accomplished. I have done what I needed to do.
Exactly. And then he
My work here is finished.
He says, I planned it.
Of course he did. What? I saw him at the door, and as I did, I tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, thanks for that hug. And he was so excited. He's like, I've been planning that for months.
It made my night. I was planning that moment. Okay, and then Beckett with his grandmother. Who's incredible. This kid that we gave tickets to last night, Beckett with the blue hair, who's just an incredible kid who got those tickets for his grandmother. What a cool story there. But
did you give him a hug too?
What's that?
Did you give him a hug too?
I did tousle his blue hair because I said not only do I want hair, I want it to be blue. Because if you know me, I don't really have much on top to be tousling right now.
No.
And then Lori and I had this really cool moment right before the show started where we were back. Well, Jeff must have been there as well, but we were like watching that pre-show ritual they had, like that circle.
Oh yeah,
which was like this cool motivational moment. I just felt like we were like peeking in on something really intimate and private because it was the first show of their North American tour.
Which is remarkable, Brett, that you booked this amazing act to start their U.S. tour in Sanford, Maine.
I'm telling you, Sanford is a great city, and the only thing you hear are what news directors call and get the headlines from the police department. Sanford's the best city. I'm their biggest cheerleader, and I also am a taxpayer. So.
And you want your taxes lowered. I understand. I get it. I get it. Listen. All right. I'll take Sanford off the make fun of it list.
I have to thank you guys. You did a great job helping us sell tickets, and it was a great night. So thank you all for coming.
Yeah.
All
if you can ever get this tour to come back, I mean, I'm telling you, it was great.
I'm meeting with the producers in New York next weekend. I think we're going to be planning some.
Listen to him. I'm meeting with the producers in New York next week. What?
This is a job, kid.
Yeah. Well,
make sure to give them a hug.
It's just a better job. That's all than ours.
Whoever I meet, Jeff, I'll say Jeff says hi.
Jeff says hi. All right, Brett. Thanks so much for letting us give away tickets and be there. It was a great night, and you're
we'll do it again.
A goofball, and we love you. Bye, Brett.
All right, I'll see you guys. You're awesome.
Bye.
This is the HOM Morning Show. On the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. 94.9 HOM. You're listening to the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. And it's time for Don't Judge. On the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. 94.9 HOM.
Nothing screwing up. Don't Judge today. Being brought to you by A Best Window, the only Maine company that manufactures and installs their own Maine-made windows. Now, the reason I say nothing's going to screw up our Don't Judge today is because Beckett interrupted our Don't Judge yesterday. So today's Don't Judge is yesterday's Don't Judge. In case you were wanting to tell us, what's the weirdest thing you've heard someone say while talking in their sleep? So there are some responses. This was a Reddit thread that is fantastic. I love this. Girlfriend says, we got to go to the bean party. Bean party. It's only 6%.
Okay.
Husband's dead asleep, and all of a sudden he giggles saying, monolith. And then goes right back to sleeping normally.
What an odd word.
I know, exactly. It's funny. It makes you giggle. The cheese is in my pocket. It's hard.
That's a band name.
It's hard to fold mustard in half.
That's also a band name.
That opened for the cheese is in my pocket. It smells like lawnmowers in here. On Facebook, this is fantastic. You can let us know. It's the Don't Judge today. What's the weirdest thing you've heard somebody say in their sleep? Cindy said on Facebook, my mom wanted me to put something in the mailbox. Matthew out of Phillips says, my ex said, we have to get kitty litter so the kids can have something for breakfast.
They're magically delicious. No, those aren't marshmallows.
Elise said on Facebook, my fiance sits up, points to the corner of the room, and yells, fire! The church is on fire! They're all gonna die! And it took a while for me to convince him there was no church on fire and that he should just lay back. Shh, 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 shh. Sherry says that on Facebook that her husband's hands pop up, points over to where there's a printer, and says, it's over there. It just needs ink.
Wow.
All right.
The only thing I've had in my lifetime that came even remotely close to this is one time when my brother got out of bed, walked downstairs and into the basement and stood there. And then came back up.
Silent?
Silent. Completely silent.
Doesn't count, Jeff. That's tomorrow's Don't Judge. All right. What's the weirdest thing you've heard somebody say while talking in their sleep? 800-228-1949.
Don't judge. What's the weirdest thing you've heard someone say talking in their sleep?
No, probably not the funniest or the strangest, but my boyfriend told me the next day that I said, I just want to know what she's doing. And then I said another time, I wonder what that tail number is, because I used to work at an airport in New Hampshire, and so I was trying to learn tail numbers, and I really wanted to know what a tail number was for a plane. I don't know which one either. My boyfriend told me the next day, he was like, I don't know who you're talking about, but it's just us in bed.
Brains are funny things, aren't they?
Yeah.
Don't judge. What's the weirdest thing you've heard someone say while they're talking in their sleep?
Well, one night my ex-husband told me to go to the store and get him ball tape.
Ball tape?
Ball tape, yes, because he didn't want them to hang too low, apparently.
Oh.
Yep.
I think it's at Home Depot, right next to the duct tape.
You know what? Since he's an ex, you should have just gotten him duct tape. They'll never hang again.
No.
Thank you.
Wow. Thank you.
Don't judge. What's the weirdest thing you've heard someone say while talking in their sleep?
My oldest daughter used to sleepwalk when she was younger, and she was trying to unlock the door, and she asked her what she was doing. She says, I got to get my night dress.
My night dress? What is she, 90?
That's what I said. We don't use that word.
No kidding. Oh, my God, that's hysterical. Thank you. Thank you for calling. All right, let us know. What is the strangest thing you've heard somebody say while they're talking in their sleep?
You know what we're going to do next? We're going to play Romantics Talking in Your Sleep.
No, yes, I love that
because it makes sense.
Yeah, of course it does. All right. You let us know on Facebook, on Instagram, on the app, the HOM app, or call us up, 800-228-1949. Don't judge.
This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff on the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. 94.9 HOM. 5 calls says it all on the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff.
I was going to spiff AAA. They're not sponsoring it till Monday, but it's going to be a nice Dubian. It's AAA Travel and Insurance is sponsoring 5 calls says
Monday.
It all. Then Monday, but because I love them, so I'm giving them an extra. You're welcome, Karen. Anyway, 5 calls says it all, inspired by Jeff's bedroom.
That sounds wrong now, doesn't it?
Do you have throw pillows on your bed?
Yes, we do, when the bed is made.
Well, of course, that's duh.
I know, but, let's be honest. That's a whole different other 5 calls.
Yeah, don't muddy the water.
I'm just saying. But when it's been made, like specifically in our house, when we've washed the sheets and you're making a bed.
It's a hotel bed all of a sudden.
All of a sudden, you've got 2 big giant pillows. Well, we get your regular pillows. You got 2 giant pillows on top of them that are like decorative pillows, and then one in the middle that is just like...
So the 2 giant pillows on top of your pillows that you put your head on have like a a cover on them that matches the
right.
Yeah,
where the others are just like
because you're civilized. Okay,
right.
So do you?
But the problem is you have to throw every night. You have to throw them all. I know they're called throw pillows, but it's just more work.
All right,
for nothing. No one's going in there to see how it looks all nice.
That you know of. All right. 5 calls says it all. 800-228-1949. Do you have throw pillows on your bed? Yes or no? It's a simple, straight up. Let's just figure out if Jeff is the only house in Maine with throw pillows or if everybody has throw pillows. I got him on the couch, but not on the bed.
Right, because it's a pain.
800-228-1949.
5 calls. Do you have throw pillows on your bed?
No, I do not.
Yes, of course not.
There you go. Thank you.
Who has time for that crap?
5 calls. Do you have throw pillows on your bed?
No, I do not.
Oh,
this could be a clean sweep for Michelle.
I have 5. I have 2 big ones on each side and then one in the middle because I don't know why, but I feel like you have to have that one in the middle. But there are no throw pillows to be had.
Okay, all right.
We keep those for the couch.
You have 5 pillows?
Yeah, no, I was just thinking about it, too, when I was calling in, and I was like, that does seem a little excessive.
So would you sleep with all 5 of these pillows, or do you take them off?
I mean, eventually 1 or 2 of them probably end up on the floor, or he's the pillow hog, so they'll end up on his side of the bed,
Okay. But that's not a complete.
But you need them just in case.
Just in case.
You never know.
We need them just in case.
Yeah, you never know when there's going to be a pillow emergency.
I'm going to count that as a no.
It's neck problems.
Exactly. You don't know. All right, well, thank you. That's still a no. No throw pillows. All right,
here we go. This could be a clean sweep, Michelle.
800.
I'm pulling those pillows off.
800-228-1949.
5 calls. Do you have throw pillows on your bed?
No, there are no throw pillows in my entire house. There are blankets galore, but there's like normal bed pillows.
Normal bed pillows.
There you go.
Keep your throw pillows somewhere else, not in your house. All right, a clean sweep. Thank you so much.
There you go.
Enjoy your 72 blankets around the house.
I now have a phone call to make.
Oh, boy. Yeah,
Take those pillows off.
You're already sleeping on the couch for Outner for saying that Whitney Houston sang... what was the song by Cyndi Lauper that you wanted to
Girls
hear?
Just Want to Have Fun.
Yeah.
Listen, I know I'm going to pay the price for that one.
Well, you might want to grab a couple throw pillows.
Yeah, they'll come in handy.
This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM. You're listening to the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM.
So question for you, Lori. I don't know if this ever happens to you. It rarely happens to me, but it did. You ever get any road rage? Driver is not the right word for this, but let's say you're doing something and another driver does either a motion to you or looks your direction or does something basically to say, hey, you know, they're upset by whatever it was you did. Let me give you an example. Because it's the first time this has happened to me. And it's kind of minor, but it really bothered me. I'm pulling out of Hannaford, right here on the Back Cove area.
Yeah, Forest Ave.
It's Forest Avenue, but there's an entrance that goes...
Yeah, it's around the Back Cove area.
Around the Back Cove.
Yeah.
And that's the way I go home, so that's where I go in that entrance, the back. And that road is a 4-lane road. Mm-hmm. It's 2 on each side. So there's a lot of times there's traffic that is coming in and out, and sure. You have to wait because people are turning in. I mean, it's honestly could use a traffic light if you ask me. But that's beside the point.
Okay, Grandpa Parsons.
So yesterday I went to Hannaford like I do almost every day, and I started to go because I saw an opening, but all of a sudden the car came up faster than I expected it to. Mm-hmm. So I hit the brakes, and it wasn't like I'm in the middle of the road, but it was like I started to go but stopped, and this guy does this motion to me.
Like what the
heck? Like with one hand.
Like what the heck?
Puts his hand up. It's like
what are you doing?
What's wrong with you?
Idiot.
I'm like, look, I didn't pull into your lane. I didn't get near you. I just, thought I had an opening. But then saw you coming and said, I stopped. I prevented an accident. And yet you're still going, idiot. You know what I mean? Like, what did I do to deserve that?
You started to go.
Does this ever happen? I started to go. That's all. But why are people
happens to me all the time.
Why are people? It's because you drive crazier than I do.
I don't drive crazy.
You drive faster than I do?
Yes, I do. I am a very safe driver.
Then why does it happen to you all the time?
It just happens because people are really super impatient and kind of jerks. It happens all the time. We're even at a four-way stop, and I'll go, hey, go ahead. And they'll be like,
no, you don't do that.
And if it's their turn.
Oh, okay.
But even then, it's like, people just, people suck. Right. What are you going to do?
Speaking of the four-way, I have one near my house. And
I know that one.
Yeah. And oftentimes people will be waving me through and I will not go.
Because it's not your turn.
Because it's not my turn. But here's the reasoning behind this. If I were to go and I was waved, and for some reason
you got in an accident,
it's my fault because I did not have the right of way. So I will sit there until they go. And they do get angry at me for that. I'm like, it's your turn. That's why we have rules of the road.
All right. Listen, Greg.
Oh, here it comes. Here it is.
You know what? You got to loosen up your tie. Okay?
You wear a tie. Yeah. Well, for special occasions.
It's an invisible one, and it's choking the fun right out of you. Because you just got to go with the groove a little more there, Parsons.
No, I can't do it. I can't. I'm rigid. You know I'm this way.
Then you know what? That whole, what's the matter for you? Gesture.
It did not apply to that one.
No, it applies to your life.
This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff on the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. 94.9 HOM. This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM.
I had a little, not PTSD, but that's not the term I want to use, but I had a little, nervous stomach watching when I got home after the Greatest Love of All Whitney Houston tribute show at the Sanford Performing Arts Center last night. I taped I Can See Your Voice, the show, the national show on TV that I'm on.
I'm going to go check it out when I get home. Just to see what you're in for.
And it is just, it's a crazy show.
It's on Fox, right?
It's on Fox, 8 o'clock Wednesday nights. In third season premiered last night.
Who knew there were two seasons before this? Nobody.
I didn't until they, called and said, you want to be on the show? And I was like, okay. Just absolute insanity. And they do, last night they did a preview for, coming up in the third season. Mm-hmm. We'll have this, and we'll have that, and we'll have theme nights. And I'm on a themed night.
Oh.
I'm on an Elvis theme night. So every song sang was an Elvis song.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, oh my God, are they going to show me? No, they didn't. They previewed the firemen. There was a fire, you're all, if you don't know the show, you stand in your professional garb on stage, and then you lip sync a song, and based on your lip syncing, they have to figure out if you're a good singer or a bad singer.
Wait, what was your professional garb?
I was radio host. So it was literally they dressed me as, I think they were kind of going for an Ellen vibe, because I was in pants and a blazer-y kind of.
That's accurate.
Yeah, basically lesbian radio host is what I was dressed.
I want to see a title come up underneath your name.
Lesbian radio host. Don't worry. I don't need a title. It's obvious.
This is the HOM Morning Show. On the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. 94.9 HOM. You're listening to the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM.
I do a follow-up on, I just talked about a couple minutes ago about I Can See Your Voice, the third season premiered last night. I need to talk about when is my episode going to be on. So, I taped this in November of 2022.
Remind everybody how you even got into this in the first place.
I remember quite definitely how I got into it, is that a guy that has done some painting at my house, his son was a casting director, for the show.
Mm-hmm.
And he was looking for people to put on the show. And so this painter dude, the dad, Bob, I'm not kidding.
Bob
sends me a text. You want to be on the show? And I was like, okay. Sure, I don't know.
You never say no to anything.
I don't. I never say no to anything, right? And then, so I had to audition. via videos and such, and online, and I passed through all that, and then it went on and on and on. In fact, the audition process started in August, and I taped in November. So for like 4 months.
This was 2022. Yeah.
So, a year and a half ago, basically. But going on 2 years, by the time my episode airs, they say it's May 16th. By the time that airs, it's been almost 2 years since I started the whole process. Yeah. So, you got some time before the big party. Big red carpet event.
Is there going to be a big party?
It better be a big party.
Who, you expect somebody to do this for you?
Yes.
All right.
Why, yes, I do,
Anyone
Jeff.
want to throw a big party for Lori?
And by all means, I know it's not going to be you. Don't worry. Don't worry, I got it.
This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM. This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff. 94.9 HOM.
All right, what did we learn today, Lori Warnes?
We learned that you're going to be sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah.
Because Michelle lost in a clean sweep that no one has throw pillows on their bed except for you.
Well, the real reason I'm sleeping on the couch is because I outed her for saying at the Whitney Houston tribute concert we were at last night that she's very excited to hear Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Oh. When I just kind of lean over and say, Psst, that's Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, God. Bless her heart.
I told her I wasn't going to do it, but I did anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So my goodness.
I'm on the couch.
It's
that's
couch
fine.
duty.
Yep, that's all right.
We also learned that Brett, who is the director of the Sanford Performing Arts Center,
and we used to work with
for years, is a goofball who planned for months to hug you on stage in front of 900 people last night.
How do you plan for that?
You just do. And
he acted like he had been doing so much work on this.
So you hate hugging, and it was the best. Oh God, it wasn't the hug that was the best. It was the joy it brought.
Oh, of
Brett
course. Oh, yeah.
That was the best.
Lit up
and the uncomfortableness of you
in front of 900 people.
A packed house, baby. It was a packed house. We learned that, and we also learned that people say really crazy stuff in their sleep for Don't Judge. So, what are we going to learn tomorrow?
Who knows?
We're going to talk to Uncle Nicky first time in a couple of weeks. So,
okay.
Well, we're going to learn about the weather in South Carolina
again.
This is the HOM Morning Show with Lori and Jeff on the best mix of the 80s, 90s, and today. 94.9 HOM.